So Nosferatu was released as a Forsaken killer with the new update, which is quite surprising given we just had Sixer released nearly a month ago. But how does Nosferatu work? Well, Nosferatu's kit was built with an ambushing/zoner style in mind, as quoted by the developers, but honestly, that's all I know of, since this is my first game with him. To start off like a genius, I ambushed a damn 7N7 clone. Fantastic start so far. Given this is my first game of Nosferatu, I'm currently just learning how he works. Expect me to not have a damn clue with how his abilities work. The first ability Nosferatu has is Bloodhook, which if a killer lands, the ability forces both parties into a mini-game where the survivor escapes and the killer pulls them in. If the killer wins, they do 20 damage to the survivor. Honestly, that's quite an interesting way to make a minigame. But as you saw earlier, if you Bloodhook from up close, it just deals a total of 18 damage. The minigame only happens when the ability is landed from a distance. Seriously, how many 2-times are in this match? Let me try out the killer for God's sake. While I am busy chasing after this 2-time, Nosferatu's second ability is Cataclysm, and is why Nosferatu is considered as a zoner. Depending on where you go for the next second, it creates a bat explosion and does 10 damage to all survivors within the explosion radius and leaves puddles behind it. I'm going to skip Hunter's Feast for now and go to Nosferatu's Ascension ability. The ability transforms you into a mobile bat and provides aura reading to every survivor alive. While in this state, you'd want to use this ability to ambush survivors, as if you land onto a survivor, it deals an insane 40 damage. This is Bloodhook's minigame, by the way. Remember, this minigame can only be triggered if you land Bloodhook from a distance. Now for the final ability, Hunter's Feast. It sends a projectile out and, if landed, gives the affected survivor oblivious and creatures for 10 seconds. And the killer gains invisibility and is undetectable. It also increases the killer's damage by 25%. The projectile seems to work like cool kids' corrupt nature, so remember that. All right, now for some tips with what limited knowledge I have of Nosferatu so far. If you plan on using Ascension, you should fly pretty high, then pounce. This has the potential to catch survivors completely off guard and allowing you to get some free big damage. Bloodhook's projectile seems to work similarly to Sixer's Infernal Cry and 1X's Entangle by having an extremely fast hitbox projectile, so if you react fast enough, you can predict and get yourself that minigame if you're using it from a distance. Also, do not be afraid to use Bloodhook near sentinels. Like you saw with that Shedletsky, you are immune to all stuns. That's about all the advice I have for now. Nosferatu, to my eyes, seems to be a balanced killer requiring precision mastery. He seems to be way more balanced than Sixer's initial release. I absolutely jumped this Shedletsky. So far, I'm warming up to this ability. It looks and feels fun to use. I reeled the Shedletsky, but he escapes. But since there's really no penalty for the killer other than helpless, I very quickly finish him off. What do you think about Nosferatu? Is he balanced? Weak? Strong? Comment below. Remember, joins are on for followers. I'll see you next time.